Okay, I'm going to do a very, very quick tracing of the squirrel. Keep in mind, I've done this for probably 25 years, and even then, you know, if I haven't done it for a while, I'm a little bit rusty working with the pen tool. I also am using a trackpad on a laptop, so it makes it considerably more difficult for me than using a mouse. Some people actually also like to use graphics tablets. I personally am sort of old school, so I don't. So I'm just going to come out here with a mouse, or in this case a trackpad, and I'm going to start in a random point. I'm going to click and drag, and I'm going to guesstimate the curve. Now you see I dragged up on the curve because I want to move in this direction around the squirrel. So I'm going to click on another point, and if it's not dead accurate, I'm not too worried, although I'm doing fairly good with the accuracy here. One of the other things I want to do is make sure that the fill color on this is set to none. So I'm going to continue to go around it a little bit. I'll do some stuff a little bit so we have something to correct later. I'm looking, here's sort of a curve, and I'm dragging in the direction. Here's sort of a curve, I'm dragging that. We'll make a little mistake there that we can fix later. Sort of a curve here, so I'm going to drag versus click to do corners. I see that there's sort of almost a circle, like a curve in the tail. So I have a point here. I'm going to click and drag in the direction I'm traveling. You can kind of see the point get established there. Click and drag again. Maybe one sort of intermediate here before I do a corner point. Another curve point down here. Another curve point. Curve point for this little foot pad here. A bit there. Click here. I want to take it home. So I'm going to click, and you notice there's a little loop in the pen tool that shows that that path is now closed or complete. Now I have a few errors, so I'm going to use, remember, the hollow or the white arrow tool will allow me to select an individual point. So if I want to go back to adjust an individual point, or I could pull on the handles on that curve to make adjustments to it. And here's a point that's a little bit off. Again, I'm going to use the white arrow tool, and I can sort of drag that into place and make any corrections. If I click on a point, I can also activate the handles and drag those to sort of correct those slightly. And I've got a fairly accurate outline of the squirrel here that doesn't use too many points. There's another little area here, I'm going to have to zoom in a little bit, that if you look, you can see that it doesn't quite match. So I'm going to go back and take the arrow tool. I'm going to pull a little bit more on this. And then really, because I got a curve here, I'm not going to be able to get that nice sharp corner. I'm going to go back, and hidden behind the pen tool is the add anchor point tool. And that's documented in both the book as well as the Essentials videos. I'm going to add an anchor point to that. And I'm going to take this point, and see, still because it's a curve, I kind of can't get that sharp point. So what I can do is go back and take the change direction or convert anchor point tool, and I can grab one of these handles and I can sort of pull in a direction there and even this out a little bit. Okay, so that's significantly better. I'm going to zoom back a little bit. Oh, wrong direction. And because I'm using a partial screen capture, I'm going to use the hand tool and pull squirrely here back into view. And I want to make sure that I fill this then with black. Right now it's a black outline. I want to sort of flip-flop. I want to have no outline and a black fill. So that's going to be the first shape for squirrely. If you're concerned about not being able to see it, don't forget that we can go underneath the view to outline and preview. So we can go back and forth between those two. What the preview will do is show you what it's going to look like printed. What the outline will do is show you the vectors or the curves and hide the fills and hide the strokes so that all you see is basically your paths. This is the end of video 1. We're going to have video 2 where I'll lay on some of the other shapes for Squirrely here.